Madam Secretary, Mike Huckabee recently said that this administration has a go-it-alone foreign policy, that it has an arrogant bunker mentality that has hurt America around the world. And we also just recently heard from John Bolton, who said that the Bush administration's foreign policy is in a free fall, and it's because the president has been listening to you too much. So I would just like to give you the opportunity. What do you make of this?
Look, I don't comment on other people's comments. I don't have time. All right, I really don't have time to worry about this. Let me just tell you what I think of where we stand in America's policy. We have right now probably the strongest transatlantic relations interactions that we've had. Certainly during this administration, and I would say in a very long time. If you look at the relationship with France, which is being put to good use in Lebanon, the kind of interaction the president had with President Sarkozy when he came here, if you look at the relationship between Angela Merkel's government, and it's not just the chancellor, it is the relationship I have with Frank-Walter Steinmeier, or the relationship that I have with Bernard Kouchner. You know, the British, it's always been a solid relationship. We go to NATO, we solve problems together. We've got NATO fighting in Afghanistan. The idea that somehow this is a go-it-alone policy is just simply ludicrous. And one would only have to be not observing the facts, let me say that, to say that this is now a go-it-alone foreign policy. We're working with allies in Asia on North Korea. We're working with allies in Europe, Russia, and China on Iran, where the alliance is mobilized together in Afghanistan. We have 50-plus countries at Annapolis to launch the peace process between Israelis and Palestinians. We're working together with allies in Lebanon. I can go on and on and on and on. And so I would just say to people, look at the facts. Yes.
In Iraq, you mentioned that the surge is getting results, and we're seeing reconciliation at the local level.
Yeah.
But reconciliation at the national level still seems to be lagging. What do you propose to do about this?
I think that we've seen the process in Iraq, in effect, a little bit in reverse of what we would have predicted earlier. But let me just say that, in part, we set out on a strategy in January to try to bring the local and provincial level into play for politics. It's why we built the provincial reconstruction teams, starting in 2005, November 2005, with their initiation, but then I think making them much more effective by embedding them with the military. We wanted, I remember testifying last year in January and saying that we wanted to build multiple points of success in Iraq, not just work singly through Baghdad. And so it's this effort to build local governance, provincial governance, has been a conscious one, but I think it's come along more quickly than we might have predicted. Now the key is to link those provincial and local developments, that political reconciliation, to national level legislation, political processes. Some of it is happening. One of the most important links is the budget process. And we've seen budget numbers. I believe we're going to see something like a 40 or so % improvement in their budget allocation processes over this last year. That's important because you're getting resources. We talk about a revenue sharing law, but you're actually getting revenue sharing from the center out to the provinces and localities. One of the things that struck me about my conversations about with the national leaders when I was there this time is they're much more aware of, much more in contact with, much more concerned about, frankly, the views of provincial leaders. But it's incumbent on them, and we hope to help them, to now take those positive developments and make sure they're linked up. So, for instance, the provincial powers law becomes very critical to fully defining the powers of the provinces so that it is on a de jure basis, although I think de facto a lot is happening in that regard. So yes, the national reconciliation has been somewhat slower, particularly in terms of the legislation, but they have done some things. The pension law has been passed, the investment law has been passed, They should, after the first of the year, pass their next budget. The current budget is being, we're helping them with budget execution. So, yes, I think we have to work very hard on the national level, but we shouldn't underestimate the degree to which just the strengthening of the provincial and local levels is requiring the national level government to pay attention.